Hello, welcome back to B&J's Farm. It's Saturday. I hope you guys are having a beautiful day. It was beautiful here. It's still beautiful. Today we are on Sweet September, our new book reading for Saturdays. I gotta get the live on my phone so I can keep up with the chat when y'all start popping in. Is please remember to hit the thumbs up if you have the capability. Share me out. It helps so much. It says we got one in the chat. Hey Dragon, good to see you. Brian, good to see you. Thank you for coming in. So we are on Sweet September, Chapter 1. I thought I had my volume down, but I guess it didn't turn down. Alright, there we go. Alright, Chapter 1. The nip from the air seeping in through the cracked kitchen window caused a shiver to dance up Charlotte's spine. Autumn had slipped into summer's place without her realizing it. Changes, more changes. It's all her life has been about lately. Hey Firefly. The beep 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 of the Game Boy in Christopher's hands joined with the sound of bacon frying and the energetic tune from the radio in Emily's room. Charlotte imagined Emily using the curling iron to curl her straight blonde hair, just as she herself had used an iron to straighten her curls when she was 14. 2 pieces of bacon, Christopher? Charlotte asked the 10-year-old. Yes, please. She noted the edges of his lips curled into a smile, though he never looked up from his game, nor gave any hint that he noticed the plate in front of him stacked with his favorite chocolate chip pancakes. Lightning, Christopher's cat, weaved around the boy's feet, but even he couldn't distract his owner this morning. Charlotte turned off the burner and carried the plate of bacon to the table, using the tongs to place 2 pieces on Christopher's plate. From across the table, Bob took a sip of his coffee and then sniffed the air. I'll have what he's having. He reached for a slice of bacon, and Charlotte swatted his hand. You know what you really want is to finish that oatmeal, mister, and then get cleaned up. I have some errands in town today I was hoping you could help with. Without a word, Bob pursed his lips, picked up his spoon, and unenthusiastically scooped up a spoonful of his steaming porridge. Changing his eating habits due to his diabetes hadn't been easy on him. He stared at the oatmeal as if it were glue, even turning the spoon upside down to watch it plop back into the bowl. Wiping her hands on her apron, Charlotte moved past the pantry, down the hallway to the stairs, and then jogged up them toward the bathroom. As she did, she was certain she heard the sound of his fork scooping up a slice of bacon. I may have gray in my hair, but that doesn't mean my hearing's gone yet, she called over her shoulder, loud enough for Bob to hear. What did you say? He called back, but she knew full well he'd heard. Instead of bantering with her husband, she knocked on the bathroom door. Breakfast! The gurgle from the water in the bathroom sink shut off, and the door swung open. Sam offered no smile, and instead tossed his dark hair once, then twice, glancing in the mirror to make sure it lay just so across his forehead. Hey Steve, good to see you. Towering over her, Sam peered over Charlotte's head and down the stairs, cocking his head. That's the music from Mario. Is Christopher playing a game? I thought he was supposed to be studying for a spelling test. He raised his voice. It is a game. I'm surprised you can hear that. Charlotte cocked an eyebrow. Now I know you can hear me when I call you down for chores. Charlotte placed a hand on her grandson's arm. But don't you worry about Christopher's spelling. We already took care of it this morning. He got them all right 2 times in a row. Sorry, Grams. Sam offered an apologetic smile. It's just that one of us Slaters need to make the honor roll, and I vote for Christopher. She pursed her lips and nodded. Even though Sam smirked at his joke, Charlotte could see more in his gaze. Once again, she was amazed at Sam's fierce care for his brother and sister. She reminded herself again that their lives hadn't hit the reset button the moment they'd arrived on her doorstep. They'd already had a lot of heartache in their young lives. First with their father's abandonment, heading off to places unknown, and now their mother's death. Please, Lord, help me remember to make it easy, not harder, for the kids to adjust, and help me to not take it personally. Let Sam learn to trust us to care for Emily and Christopher, and for him too, though Sam doesn't like to admit he needs caring for. And what about you? She asked as Sam squeezed through the doorway past her. Didn't see any books come out of your backpack last night. Hey, Mooney, good to see you. Sam shrugged. She followed him down the stairs. He entered the kitchen and turned his chair backward, straddling it. Then, in one motion, he filled his plate with pancakes and bacon. Don't know. Maybe the teacher decided to go easy on us for a change. Sam popped a piece of bacon in his mouth and wiped his greasy fingers on his pants. Charlotte lifted one eyebrow, but said nothing. They're only pants, she reminded herself. Besides, it seems like the more ripped up and stained, the more kids like them these days. Hey, Karina! Chicken wings! That's what I'm having for dinner tonight. Good to see you. Been a long time. Hope all is well with you. Lightning wove his thin body around the legs of the dining room chairs, keeping his eye on the table for any sign of a nibble cat cast in his direction. Hey, Vermont. Good to see you. The cat meowed once, and Sam pushed him aside gently with his stocking foot. Christopher didn't look up from his game. Where did you get that thing anyway, Chris? Let me see it. Sam held out his hand. Uncle Pete picked it up at a yard sale in town, Charlotte answered, striding up to the table. Says it's as old as you, but Christopher doesn't seem to mind. Give it. Sam glared at his brother. Christopher frowned and passed the electronic game to Sam, who eagerly picked up where Christopher left off. Grandma, can I take a walk? Christopher asked. I still got time before the bus arrives. Sure. Charlotte rubbed her hand over his close-cropped blonde hair. But don't go too far, you hear? I don't want to lose my voice having to call after you. I have to holler enough around here, keeping your Uncle Pete out of trouble. Christopher cleared his plate, tossing his napkin in the trash. No sooner did he exit the back door than she heard Pete's heavy footsteps stomping as he wiped his boots on the mat. She also heard Christopher repeating their conversation. The door swung open with a loud bang and it hit the wall, and Pete entered with an over-exaggerated scowl. Hey, Tom. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Still at work. I hear someone in here is calling me trouble, he said in the same loud voice he used to call to his friends across the parking lot of the feed store. No. I said, I'm keeping someone out of trouble. There's a difference, you know. Pete shrugged, but didn't say a word. As he occupied the seat Christopher had just emptied, a smile filled his face as he saw Sam intent on the game in his hands. Soon, 2 sets of eyes were fixed on the small screen. Grandma. It was Emily's voice from the top of the stairs. Charlotte answered. getting herself a piece of bacon from the plate and nibbling on one end. Do you think you can make me a smoothie? My nails are wet, and I'm waiting for Ashley to call me back. She's checking to see if she can stay overnight tonight. It's something called teacher in service, and there's no school. You said it was all right, didn't you? Yes and yes. One monkey berry coming up. Charlotte tore off a banana from the bunch and placed it by the small green carton of strawberries on the counter. Then she pulled the blender from the cupboard. She was glad Emily and Ashley were becoming so close. Emily still texts her friend from San Diego sometimes, but she wasn't as obsessed with her cell phone as she had been when the kids had first come to the farm in the spring. Sam hadn't even bothered to get a new charger for his phone and didn't seem to mind that it didn't work. With yogurt too? Emily's words were cut off by the phone ringing. With yogurt too? Charlotte nodded, knowing she was talking to thin air at the top of the stairs. She could hear Emily answering it on the upstairs extension in the guest room. You shouldn't be catering to that girl. Bob rose and took his dirty jean jacket off the back of the chair, sliding it on as he stood. She knew it's not healthy for her. It is healthy, Charlotte interrupted. It's fruit, yogurt, and milk. Everything Emily eats is healthy. But kids need protein for strong muscles. How in the world is she going to have energy for her chores? Harvest starts tomorrow, and these kids aren't going to know what hit them. It was obvious Sam didn't see the humor. He sat down the game and let out a groan. More work? Charlotte ignored her grandson, keeping her eyes fixed on her husband. Then Charlotte lowered her voice. So the girl doesn't like meat. That's why I always add an extra ingredient. She tossed 2 scoops of protein powder into the blender, then winked at Bob. In fact, maybe we all should follow her lead. It wouldn't hurt us the slightest. Bob approached. She reached out a hand and patted his round pouch, which hung over his belt buckle. Humph! The grunt was both a sigh of Bob's disapproval and his goodbye. He placed a kiss on her cheek and headed out the back door like he'd done every day of their marriage life. She watched him from the kitchen window. One would think, by his quickened pace, that he still ran the farm without any help. In truth, Pete had already taken care of the morning chores. Charlotte noted, you better not, come on. Charlotte noted Pete's gaze, also following his father's footsteps. Don't know why he don't like that, Pete grumbled. Returning his attention, I can't read when you're standing on the book. Pete grumbled, returning his attention to his plate. Does he still think he needs to check up on everything I do? It's not like I'm a kid anymore. But you watch, Dad's going to come back in with some comment, something I missed. Charlotte waved a hand his direction. Nonsense. He's just trying to feel needed. That's all. You know he doesn't like being unable to do what he used to. You realize, don't you, that years from now, when our maker calls him home, he's going to be arguing that he can't leave until the cows are in. Not like arguing makes any difference. Sam rose and tossed his dark hair like the skater boys he liked to watch on TV. Arguing doesn't make one difference when it comes to your time to go or about chores. Sam sat down his plate in the sink, and then he rubbed his hands together like a little kid in a candy store. Harvest, Wee-hee. Can't wait. Sam faked eagerness. Fun, fun, fun. Chapter 2. Christopher sniffed the air as he headed across the field, wondering how far he could make it before his grandma called him back. Toby barked at him from the porch. He wished he could stay home all day instead of having having to ride in the noisy bus or sit in class and practice fractions. He hated fractions. The air smelled kind of like those scented crayons his mom used to buy for him on his birthday. The brown crayons smelled like the air did today. And in the fields, everything had turned from bright green to dark green, and now to golden brown. Christopher wondered, though, how they got the smell of earth into that brown crayon. Maybe we'd have to find a book that would tell him, or ask his teacher. She seemed to know everything. From somewhere in the field, a bird called out to Christopher, and he decided to veer off the well-worn path to the creek. He glanced over his shoulder and noticed the white house was still within calling distance. That was the term he'd come up with after he'd figured out what was too far, according to Grandma, or more accurately, Grandma's voice. He hadn't taken more than 10 steps when something caught his eye on the ground, near a tall oak tree. He spotted it seconds before it caught on the toe of his shoe. He nearly tripped, then smiled as he caught himself. At least he wouldn't have to explain how his school clothes got so dirty so fast. Christopher hunched down to take a closer look at the object, and then pulled a small stick, not much longer than his hand, out of his back pocket. He found it was useful to carry a stick around to poke at things. It meant he didn't have to wash up as much, which was a good thing in his opinion. He poked at the metal object and the dirt around it, realizing it was bigger than the one corner that poked out of the ground. Then, with the edge of the stick, he scraped away the moist dirt, faster and faster, his excitement building with his find. The bird called again, and he knew that Grandma's voice would soon be calling too. He grabbed two sides of the piece of the metal and rocked it back and forth until it came free with a sucking sound as he pulled it from the earth. It was an oval contraption about the size and shape of a toy drum. It was brown and rusty, and it appeared to have been in the dirt longer than he was old. Maybe it was even older than Uncle Pete. Not thinking any more about his school clothes or washing up, Christopher pressed it to his chest and hurried towards the house. But as he neared, he changed his mind. He could almost hear his grandma's voice saying, "Get that dirty thing out of this house." Either that or she would just throw it out when he wasn't looking. Grandma, it seemed, didn't know good treasure when she saw it. So instead of heading toward the back porch, Christopher veered off and hurried to the tractor shed. If he guessed right, he had enough time to hide his find, brush off his clothes, wash his hands, and still make the bus. Alright, that was chapter 2. What do you guys think? Are you liking it? I think it sounds pretty good. A little more up-to-date homesteading book. Hey Jen, good to see you. Right, Dragon Kitty. Mom, pay attention to me. She's horrible. It was funny because earlier, let me know what you guys think of the book. But earlier, I was going back and forth from the trailer to the RV to the farmhouse, getting stuff and trying to clean and everything. And she was on my heels following me back and forth to each place. I'm like, seriously? You gonna follow me all day long? That's what she does. She just stayed on my heels all afternoon. Firefly says, I'm kind of hungry. Nice free, Jess. Kitty. Yeah, I've got, before I went live, I did the kale smoothie, so it's down there in the RV waiting. And then I've got, oh, she just slobbered on me. Ugh. And I've got chicken wings in the oven, so they should be done here shortly. waiting to see which one falls in the well, and Renton has to go searching for a human to get them out of the well. Beautiful kitty who wants to be fed or petted. Sometimes they just want to lap. Yep. She's outside, Firefly. Most of them won't even come inside since I kicked them out. I kicked them all out like 2 weeks ago. But this one, this little hellion, she has learned to open the front door of the farmhouse. So she comes in whenever she wants. And we try to keep her out, but she must have followed me in. But I shut the door. She must have opened it again. She's getting super smart. Have not had wings in so long. Sounds so good. Last night, it was Friday night live, so we did the Faith Friday last night. And then, Barrett decided to watch a couple of movies, and we're sitting here watching movies, and all of a sudden we hear this huge bang, and I was laying on the floor trying to straighten my back up. It ricocheted the floor. I'm like, what the heck? And Barrett's like, it sounded like a car crashed into the house. And I'm like, no, it was something down in the pantry. It had to have been. So we went down there to check. Sure enough, she had snuck in the house, got in the pantry, and she was like on the very top shelf in the pantry, and she knocked a pickle jar. It was an empty one. I always say my pickle jars, but it was a glass pickle jar, one of the big ones like this, and she had knocked it off the top shelf and it hit the floor. I was like, good Lord. Firefly says I kind of want wings. She must be hanging around Einstein when she's outside. And that's another thing. I gotta pull the wings out of the oven, and then once I get that done, you guys, I gotta go feed animals and check the coops. So cross your fingers I don't come across no crazy snake in my chicken coops and my laying boxes. She has drumsticks thawing, not wings, but still great. Yeah. No snakes. I don't mind them. They don't bother me. As long as they're not like biting me or anything. But I don't freak out like Barrett does. As soon as Barrett sees one, he's done. He's out of there. They don't bother me like that. But I definitely don't want to get bit by one. Take us with you. First day of hurricane season today. Alright, I guess I could take you with me. I'm going to stop this camera though, and you might hear a whole bunch of echoes and stuff like that because there will be two cameras on. Well, maybe I can mute this. Alright, give me just a minute. The only thing I hate about doing StreamYard from my phone is that I can't see the chat very good. And for some reason, StreamYard doesn't bring all the dang comments up on the screen like YouTube does. Okay, I'm in StreamYard. Enter Studio. Firefly. Yay, field trip. That kitty's not going to be happy until it knocks something over. It's so true. Alright, I allow that. Ew, I don't want you to see my face that close up. Back camera. Enter studio. Okay, there it goes. Let me mute this. That way you're not getting an echo. Okay, we're going down the stairs from the farmhouse. I'll take you into the pantry for a second. I've been really working hard on the pantry. And okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shelves. So she got up there on the fish shelf. See all the pickle jars up there? She was up there knocking stuff off. I guess that was good because at least she wasn't over here knocking all my antique stuff off. But whatever. All right, move. And then it's kind of dark, but there's my apothecary cabinet. I've been really working on that and organizing. All right, let's go. We're gonna go outside. Girl, you're going to trip me and make me fall. Go outside. See this glass door? That's what she's learned how to open. There's Fuzzbutt. They're waiting to be fed. Fuzzbutt, say hi to your mom. Say hi. All right. Bert did really good. He weed whacked the bank today. Chickens are doing good. It's time for a new intro, but don't know to make it for. I don't know either. I'm all over the place anymore, Steve. I don't even know what I'm doing. Oh, Barrett built me new steps today. I fell down the steps. So he built new steps for the RV today. Are you listening to me? Hi, babe. Hi. Ooh, they're done. Yum, yum. He did do a nice job. Dragon says, hey, Barrett.
Hey, Dragon.
Got my kale smoothie. Barrett smashed it.
That's what it is. I'm green today.
Ew. Here's your feet pics, y'all. You need a shower.
No, I'm going to bed like this.
Mm-mm.
I'm rubbing in your face.
You better not. All right. You want to go check for snakes with me?
No, you are a snake.
Brian said hi. Firefly said hi. Look at this. He weed eated all this. That's what he's been doing all day is weed eating. Oh my goodness. There's a big, huge weed. All right, I got to put you down for a minute so I can open the fence. All right. We're in. Yeah, I hear you. You want some lovin's? You want some lovin's? Hi, babies. Mwah. What are you doing, Hercules? Hercules has been a brat lately. I think his hormones has finally kicked in. You want to follow me? I don't think there's an animal on the homestead that doesn't follow me. They follow me everywhere. All right. Yep, here she comes. Here she comes. Careful. I know. You want kittens too. But you've been a brat. You've been a brat lately. See his warts? They've fallen off. They're starting to heal really good. No, don't do that. No. I'll hide in my chicken coop so he can't get me. I don't see any snakes yet. All right. Got 2 eggs. Don't eat the warts. Ew, Firefly, gross. The door don't want to close today. You got any eggs for me? No. Hi, babies. Hi. What are you doing? Get down. Get down. Come here, girl. Come here. Hi. How are you? Huh? How are you? Don't bite. She still look really sketchy. Aren't you? You're getting there, though. Yeah, the cow has warts. I guess in their first year, they're susceptible to warts. I didn't know that. Good girl. All right. I'm going to have to walk around to the other side. So I can check. That was the coop over there with the lavenders. I can't think. That's the one Barrett found the snake under that orange whatever plastic thing. All right, get down. Get down. Hercules is like, why are you going that way? Come back. Well, if you weren't such a jerk, I would pet you more. He's like, wait for me, Mom. Wait for me. Look at him running. I'm not giving you hay right now. You got plenty of grass to eat. You got plenty of grass. Don't do it. You're such a butt. And there's Blackie following me still. All right, let's go over to the other side of the chicken yard. Moody said, oh, gross. What in the world, Firefly? That's wild. And you're walking on them? Oh my goodness, Firefly. Get back. Goodbye. So Einstein, dragon, your evil chicken. Alright guys, let me walk. You got me forgetting what I'm doing. Oh, I should have grabbed feed. Dang it. I gotta grab feed to get these chickens out of my way. Dogs are super excited. Let me grab some feed. Alright. Hope I'm not making you guys dizzy. It's not for you. You don't eat chicken feed. Hey, Sunflower Pepper. No, I'm not barefoot today. Or at least not in the chicken yard and the cow yard. I don't do barefoot. No snakes yet. Better not be no snake in here. I haven't collected eggs yesterday, so today we've got quite a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yuck. 6 and 7. I gotta get new hay in here for them. But no snake. My floor rotted out. Barrett's got to put a new floor in the chicken coop. Hopefully he just went from there and went straight out to the field over there. And he's not under the chicken coop. Hi, Einstein. I'll give the rest of the feed to the turkeys. There you go, guys. She's got eggs in there, but she's refusing to lay on them. Little jerk. What are you doing, pretty doggies? Huh? What are you doing, Brutus? Rebel. I didn't eat who yet? Oh no, Einstein. Barrett won't let me eat Einstein because he's Dragon's bird. He won't let me take out his friend. There you are. Einstein always roosts up here. You're so loud. Barrett's got me on the computer in the RV. He's listening. He ain't typing. He's worn out. He did a lot today. All right, Brutus, you got to go away from the door. Come on, back up. Don't you even think about it, mister. I don't know if you guys can see this, but Barrett tied a horseshoe. And that's what I use to secure the top of the gate. It works really good. And then just 2 screws right there and the board. I know, right, Dragon? He has a huge crow. The chicken's got his hat on. He looks like a heavy metal chicken. Fuzzbutt, what are you doing out in that field? Huh? We'll go around here. This is the front of the trailer. Look at that hosta. Isn't that incredible? Thing's huge. The irises, they're done for the season. These are my purple bearded irises. Barrett's, I don't know what these are. They're water plants. But there was a pond here at one time. He's going to dig these all up and take them to the spring and plant them down there. He's got some down there that he already transplanted, and they're massive. They're like 20 times the size of these ones. And then all the ferns need to be transplanted. More hostas. And then this is the old herb garden, if you guys don't remember. Traffic is crazy right now. Fuzzbutt, you better get away from that road. We got mugwort. Got some more irises thrown in there. They just came up. My comfrey, I harvested a bunch of that today. The St. John's wort. We got another hosta in here. You guys ever seen chicory? Look at this plant. It's huge. This is chicory. More traffic coming. So loud. Here's my sage. I didn't know it was going to come back. It came back this year. There's some sage, some chamomile hiding in there, and some calendula. Look at this lemon balm. I got to get this harvested. It went crazy this year. Gotta get that harvested. Here's some marshmallow plant. As soon as it flowers, I'll start harvesting that. Here's some more chamomile. It's past its prime. Yes, Fuzzbutt, I see you. Hi. And oh my goodness, this rhubarb, you guys. This rhubarb is massive. Look at the stalks on this. It went nuts. So yeah, there's the old herb garden. Now we're just trying to establish the new herb garden. Tiger. And Fuzzbutt. Thank you, Brian. Peonies and irises still going. Love chicory. My peony. Fuzzbutt just making friends with the name Snaky McSnakerston. My peony is already like, there's the irises I took pictures of and showed you on they're done. And then my peony is done too. It was beautiful. I guess there's another one getting ready to open, but this one's done. I haven't made it that far. I've only made it this far. Here, open that door for me, please. I'll drop these eggs off before I crack them. All right. I'll put those away later, but if I keep them in my pocket, it's inevitable. I will crack one in my pocket every time. I'm going to grab a chicken wing for my walk. Fuzzbutt, did you know I was coming out here or what? Here's the new herb garden. It's pretty weedy, but it's doing good. Got my stevia, sage, parsley. We've got lavender, catnip, thyme, fennel. Horehound is doing really good. I got to get some of that harvested too. We got some parsley growing, some more comfrey, some more chamomile, and then my favorite, the toothache plant, and a bunch more of the rosemary and lavender. All right, let's go over here. Here's my mint plot. The front part and this back part is peppermint. Now, I harvested a whole bunch of the spearmint yesterday, so I got to get the peppermint tomorrow. Here is the lettuce. It's starting to go to seed, which is fine. This is that winter density I told you guys I was in love with, so I want more seeds. This one I need to harvest some more off of. And then my spinach is starting to grow up and go to seed as well, which is fine. I've gotten a lot to harvest off this spinach. Strawberries. We'll see. I don't know how far out I can go without losing you. I'll show you the apple tree though. This is the second year it's produced apples, and last year it was only like maybe 10. This year, tons. They're everywhere. He'll have a nice apple harvest this year. I've got 3 cats following me. We got Blackie, Tiger, and Fuzzbutt. The grape harbor, it went crazy, exploded this year too. All right, Barrett's proud strawberries. I think the deer have been nibbling on them, but they are spreading, so that's good. They've got runners like crazy. Well, this is not what I expected the book reading to turn into, but here we are. So hopefully next year we'll have a bunch more. Thank you, Sunflower Prepper. Make some strawberry rhubarb pudding.
Well, this year the strawberries didn't produce for us. They only had tiny little ones. So hopefully next year we'll have enough to do that. And then, I don't know if you guys remember me. Oh, hey, Christina. I'm so far behind in chat. I'm sorry. Oh, the rhubarb stalks are ready for cutting and making rhubarb strawberry cobbler. Ooh, that sounds so good too. Rain made everything really grow. Yeah, it did. Jess isn't going to be showing us the back 90 acres of kale she planted to make her frog juice. I do plant a lot of kale. Hey, Photos Against Anxiety. Here are um, the huckleberries. If you guys aren't familiar with huckleberries, they are from like Montana, and I think Idaho grows them too, but they're like really the only states that grow wild huckleberries. But I was able to get my hands on some seeds. So I planted 5 of them. The bugs are really just eating the crap out of these leaves. But we've got some berries cut on, so excited. I hope I can grow these. If you haven't had a huckleberry, they are amazing. In Montana, that's like their state berry. There's huckleberry stands all over the place in Montana. They got huckleberry. It's like the Forrest Gump. When they're talking about the shrimp boats, huckleberry shakes and smoothies and pancakes and muffins. And it goes on and on and on. Oops, didn't mean to do that. All right, you guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed the little field trip, as Firefly would call it, and the book reading. I'm going to get my dinner in me. Ugh, so loud. I'm going to get my dinner in me, and I'm going to find something else to do while we still have some beautiful weather. So I hope you all stay happy, healthy, and safe. Remember, you are not alone. And I will see you Monday night for Monday Night Reset. Have a good one. Bye.